To help present this award,
okay, I'm here to present the first ever Mary Luter Gracious Lady Award. And I will tell you, this is a very special award, and I'm going to do my best, because Mary was a very special lady. Chris asked me to speak on his behalf, so I'll read you some of the thoughts about Mary from Chris Blair. And Chris Blair really wanted to be here to say this himself. He expressed this to me over the phone and in an email, so I know he's thinking about Mary and all of us right now. Mary Luter will always be a cornerstone of the St. Louis racing community. She dedicated thousands of hours, endless days, and way too many weekends to this sport. She seemed to know everyone, and they all knew her. The number of people who made a point at each and every race to say hi to Mary just proved how special she was. Mary was very special to Chris. There was numerous times she would say, "I'll give you my opinion if you want, but you don't have to listen." And of course, Chris would listen. Following at every drag race, she'd break out a cooler and the crew would gather around to recap the race. She knew that a good cold one is exactly what the crew needed when the day was over. Mary was our den mother. She took care of us. She looked out for us. She helped kept us fed and made sure we had a cold beer at the end of the day. Mary was a very special lady, and that's definitely the best way to describe her. This award that we're presenting will ensure that Mary's memory lives on in the world of racing each year. And when we present the new winner, a new wave of Mary's stories will be shared, and we'll laugh, and we'll have a beer. She'll always be loved by a racing family. So just a quick note, a personal story of Mary and myself. When I first started getting into drag racing, I learned the hard way. I got beat by the best, a lot of the guys that are in this room. And I started to get good, and I got to know Mary. And it was a late summer evening, and we were all sitting around drinking beer and just kind of talking. And she said, "John, you're getting pretty good, but be careful." And I said, "Well, I'm always careful, Mary. I mean, I wear my helmet, I wear my jacket." And she says, "That's not what I'm talking about." She's seen a lot of couples break up over this sport, and she made it a point to say, there's a balance in life, and don't let the sport eat you alive. And I took those words to heart, and I'm pretty sure that's where she got the nickname Mother Mary. So the 2017 Mary Luter Gracious Lady Award goes to a lady with a true racing heart, a person that is always willing to help other racers when in need, a lady that likes to drink a cold one after a long day of racing. The 2017 Mary Luter Award goes to Dr. Tammy Eggleston.
I've won quite a few awards with Mike, and I have to admit this is probably one that I'm the most proud of. This is going to hold a really special place in my heart, in my home. It's going to go right next to the Wallies. Mary always was just the kindest, sweetest person, and I think we can all take a lesson from that. And so I think we should all put a cold beer up to Mary and give her a shout out. And I like to think that in heaven sometimes people can kind of peel back the curtain and take a look down here, and I think she'd be really proud of all of us and remind us how great this sport is and the drag racers are a family.
All right, next up we've got Ace Richardson to present something. It is the Employee of the Year Award. But before we do, I want to tell you my little quick story about Mary. I'd always bring my little cooler of food and such, and I'd always run out of food by 2 o'clock in the morning or so. And she would always say, "I got some snacks over here, Rick." So she was always one of those individuals to take from her own to give to you. And she had an impact on me. She's a real special lady, and I think about her quite often, especially every time I go to the track. And I'd have that little, I think it was a little picture we used to have out there in the tower that reminded us of Mary. And very special lady. All right, here we go. Ace Richardson is going to present the Employee of the Year Award.
Good evening, everybody. Good evening, our champs, friends and family. Congratulations to our champs. This next award is a very humbling one. I'm honored to be asked by Chris to present it. This award is Gateway's Drag Strip Employee of the Year. Before I present it, I'd like to tell you a little something about this lady. She was our data logger and timekeeper. She's one of the most caring persons I know come to drag racing. She'd light up the room, come in smiling, saying hi to everybody. Even when she was having a shitty day, I'm talking like she would. She don't hold back. She would project that happy attitude just because she is like many of us who love drag racing wholeheartedly. So it no longer mattered that she was having a bad day, because that all went away as soon as she hit the property. That same feeling each of you get, she got. It's this particular reason or feeling that I tell my family and friends I'm headed to therapy. Because this lady could take the biggest car count and make it flow like a stream. Her charismatic attitude was the best. And if you ever got on her bad side, well, she would let you know, like a pissed off sailor, that you had a problem. She logged as many track hours as many of you have. She had a saying about stuff. She would say, "Acer, it's only hours." And she went by that wholeheartedly. One thing she wasn't so happy with was she never liked the digital dial-in boards. When you worked tower staging, she'd look down at you and she would say, "Acer, I can't see that diggy thingy." And then she'd make a real funny face and laugh out loud. She got a kick out of the signs and messages that you door car racers would put on your back windows. She talked about that every time there was something come through. Hey, us tower stagers, check it out. I mentioned earlier what a caring lady she was. Well, she cared when your car number or dial-in was wrong. She cared when her favorite racer had a problem or went out early. She cared when shit happened on the strip. She loved Gateway and its racers' bottom line. She cared. So I'm honored to award this lady a prestigious award to very much loved, devoted, and very much missed Mary Luter.
Yeah. That was from Minzy. Hold up, Mommy's coming out.
gas pump girl speech.
She's coming right back.
All right, well, I think any of us have a dry eye. I think we all should just raise our glass to Mary.